Hi, good morning, everybody. So I was on yesterday. I did a video about loving someone that's wounded, and I hope you guys got a chance to take a listen because it really is open to insight for you to really realize about that. But today, my name is Beth Lopez. I am the founder of Healing Feminine Healers of the World. My mission is to help women step into their power, their divine power, and balance the feminine and the masculine so we can fulfill and go forward with action, motivation, and love and compassion. So message me if you want to have a private session with me. But today, like promised, as I mentioned yesterday in a post, we're going to talk about what you need to know about uncovering your intuition with spirit guides, with spirit, or just your intuition. So the reason why that came up was because I've been noticing a lot of, it's interesting how some things become mainstream, but I've been noticing a lot of things about, oh, uncovering your intuition, or tapping into your intuition, or ways to open up your intuition, and I find this work sacred. I'm seeing it more and more on the internet because my company is internet based and 30% public. But I'm starting to see on the internet more of it becoming mainstream. And to tell you the truth, this work is not mainstream; it's actually sacred. And for you to uncover your, hi Shalena, for you to uncover your intuition, um, I feel that you need to work on yourself, releasing layers, because if you are doing it, because it is possible, I have seen it, it is possible to connect with guides. But you need to know that at the level of frequency, and listen to me really closely, at the level of frequency that you are at, that's the level of frequency you will receive guides. So as you are releasing and blocking yourself, um, doing the work, the internal work, and you're constantly, working on that level, the more you open yourself up, the more you open up your chakras, the more you've released all the ego, and you're coming more from compassion, and you're coming from the heart, not from ego, then your vibration is higher and you start connecting with higher beings of light. Not just mediocre guides, not just mediocre light, because that's what's out there and people don't realize that. So it's not just about, tapping into your intuition. It's, I guess I'm taking it a step further. Yes, you can tap into your intuition, but if those people that want to hear their guides, or they're anxious to make that connection with their guides, well, if your guides are a higher frequency, you're not going to reach them until you are there. And I will explain to you my experience. Shalena is saying, yes, thank you. Thank you. Shalena is saying a lot of people work with ego. Yes. And that is what they're not able to differentiate, because they're operating still from ego, and these people won't work on themselves. And if they have worked on themselves, they stop and they're teaching others, but they're not really working on themselves. And it's like this all goes hand in hand. So, and that's a good point, Shalena, because I want to talk about that too. So if you are operating at a certain amount of ego, guess what? Guides have ego too, but the wrong guides. They have ego. I have seen it with one of my clients that she connected before we even were working together. And she mentioned, and I'll give you an example. We were doing a session and she told me that her guides were here. And so they were telling her things that weren't allowing me to do the work. And so towards the end, I had to tell her, you know, you need to tell your guides to step aside and let me do my work with you. And what happened at the end was that she said that she saw her guide like slam the door. The right guides don't do that. They don't operate from ego. They're pure love and light. So be careful when you're tapping into this. Know that this isn't something to open up. It's like opening up Pandora's box and you don't know what you're getting, but because you're so stuck in tapping into your guides, you're going to tap into the guides that are at your same level of spirituality. So if you still have ego there, you have connected with ego guides. So I'll give you an example for me. I've been in this journey since 2014. It's what, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 5 years for me to actually connect with my guides. Why? Because I didn't know that Jesus is my main guide. And so here I could have pushed and pushed and pushed because I wanted so much. But what I ended up doing was, you know what? I surrendered and I allowed for divine timing to come through for me. And now it made sense as to why, like in all of my classes, like I would see people and they would be like, oh my gosh, they connected. Oh, and these people connected and these people connected. But I had to work for my frequency to become higher. And not until my heart chakra really opened, not until I really released a lot. And I'm still working on releasing things, but I've gotten to the point where I can feel him. I can hear him. So know that the higher the frequency that you are, the higher the guides you will be receiving, the higher the connection. That is pure connection, and that's pure consciousness, not the ego-based guide consciousness. Know that there is a difference. And if you're coming from a space because you want to say, oh yeah, I tapped into my guides and I hear my guides and I talk, and this is what they tell me, and you're giving information that's ego-based, you're really not doing any service to yourself or to the people that are looking for you. So allow yourself to keep working on becoming a cleaner, and pure conduit. And don't fall for these 5 steps to open up your intuition. That's a bunch of BS, because you're going to open up and you're going to follow the guidance that is not even pure, and it's not even the right energy for you, because you're still going to struggle a lot, because now you're conflicted, because now you're hearing this voice in your head. And the thing of it is, when it's pure light, when it's pure consciousness coming through, because that's what you're connecting with, is the consciousness. And people are so, concerned about seeing their guides, what they look like. It's the energy that you need to focus on. Focus on the energy. It's the consciousness, but it's that pure Christ consciousness that we need to be connecting to. Not this 5-step, develop this and develop that. Allowing yourself to work on yourself. Maybe 5 steps on working on the way for you to get that communication stronger, or for you to, open up some type of way for you to do it. I don't know, but it can't be like 5 steps to open up your intuition, because you're going to tap into something that is not even for your best and highest good. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, was knowing to be careful what you're tapping into. Just because you hear a voice does not mean that is the right spirit. Does not mean that's where the consciousness is coming from, that it is of the pure light beings. You have to work at that frequency, because they will not come when you are not at that level. You will connect to something that is at your current level. The other thing too, I always tell my clients, people always say like, oh, your sessions are so amazing, and all the testimonials that I receive. I have worked so much to release a lot of emotional baggage that wasn't serving me. But what I will tell you is, the clearer the conduit of the healer, the higher the vibration that the healer is, that is the type of quality of healing that you will receive. You will receive the quality of healing at that person's vibration. So know that that's another thing to look at, okay? So I'm just here to create awareness. Don't let yourself follow for these gimmicky things on mainstream media, because this, like the spirituality thing, is starting to become mainstream, and everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon, when you need to stick to what you're here to do. What is your mission? And your mission, at least for my clients, I don't want them to be fooling anybody because they want to seem that they have connection with the higher realms. Work on yourself first. Work on your ego. Work on your heart. Work on releasing resentment. Work on releasing hate. Work on releasing discrimination. Work on releasing any type of childhood trauma. Work on those things, because as you become clear, your impact in this world is going to be amazing. And that will allow you to live and allow you to receive from the universe the success, because you are doing the right thing and you're not over abusing your power. I'm going to do another video on that. Healers over abusing their powers. Okay, so this is good for today. Thank you for coming on. I love you guys. Always trying to keep it real and raw. Why? Because I've had to learn it that way. And I feel that a lot of people, shush things because they don't want to stir the pot. But you know what? This is reality. This is real. And this stuff is not good if people are tapping into and people are paying for this kind of brouhaha kind of sessions. You don't want that. And you don't want to come from that space either. So I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you guys soon. Have a great Wednesday. And I will post when I do the other video. In the meantime, I will be sharing videos that I do on my Universal Soul Coach page onto the group. And I'll keep you guys posted. Take care. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, hold on. Shalena says that she has to work on releasing childhood trauma. Maggie says, hi, Beth. Adriana joined. Okay, so I'm so glad you guys joined in. And if you had to leave, you can finish watching the video. Take care. Love you guys. Sending you tons of love and light. Love you guys.